Hey everybody, how y'all doing out there? I just wanted to give y'all an update on what I'm asking from everybody out there that's viewed my videos. If you're over here for the right reasons and you're interested in being my friend and supporting this channel and supporting me, that's fine. That's great. I really appreciate it. But I went to my lawyer and I talked to my lawyer about the paralegal there about everything, and they basically told me that and this is the last time that this is going to be brought up, and these are the requests that I'm asking from the viewers on this channel. They told me that basically if somebody's going to contact you, it's not going to be in an email. They're going to send a constable out there, and they're going to make them sign a piece of paper receiving a certified letter, and that's going to be the way it goes. And in that said, and you know, it's even stated, you know, I've stated on the last videos that I've taken down, because it's like this. I'm not going to sit here and watch a channel no more. I'm not going to watch it no more, because it's just going to get me mad and fired up and have me create negative videos here for y'all. And I don't want that. I don't want viewers to be caught in the middle. I've lost 3 subscribers. I've lost Danny the Plumber, I've lost Lyle, and I've lost Share Bear. And it's all because of the controversy going back and forth, and you're getting somebody talk. They're standing in the middle, and you got 2 people doing this. And it's like this. And I don't want that no more. I don't want no negative channel no more. And so I'm asking everybody out there that's viewing this channel, because I really, at this point, treasure my friends here. That's what this channel's about, is friends over here that support me, that like watching me, me and my wife live every day in life itself, as well as me give out there positive advice for people. I will say this, my channel has did its job, because there's a subscriber out there, and his name is NRC. I'm not, quote me if I'm wrong, it's not exactly, because I don't got it in front of me here. Maybe I do. Maybe I do. I'll bring it up right quick. Yeah, here it is. I'll read it to you. NCR Disabled Submarine Vet commented, I am disabled vet, and I have helped. You have helped me a lot. There are more and more vets committing suicide, and you saved me from pulling the trigger on my Service 45. The guy was fixing to end his own life. And because of me giving positive video out here and staying focused on a positive, when the videos were positive, and they are positive, it gave him with hope not to pull that trigger on himself. And I'm hoping, don't ever do that, man. Don't ever do that. Your life is not over. There's a light at the end of the tunnel, man. I promise something good will happen in life. Don't do that. Please don't do that. I will stay here for the rest of my life on this channel. I will talk. I will keep you entertained as much as I can. I will give you a life on the TV to watch, man, because I'm real, and that's what I'm about here. I saved somebody's life. That comment proves it. If let me read that again. Let me read it one more time. He says, I am a disabled vet, and you have helped me a lot. There are more and more vets committing suicide, and you saved me from pulling the trigger on my Service 45. That's a fact. That this channel has did its job. I saved that one life out there. I've saved him from pulling that trigger. I don't think he's a fake. I didn't create that channel. I didn't write that comment on there. I would appreciate it if you would leave another comment down below and preach the word, man, because that's what I'm here for, and I'm glad I helped you out, man. But please don't ever pull that trigger, man, because your life is, don't do that, please. I love you so much, man. You just don't know how much I love you, because you've come over here, you've made friends with me, and that's what I want to tell people out there, that if you're going to watch my channel and pick and poke at me, then I will block you and get rid of you. And if you keep opening up new channels and coming back, I'm still going to block, and I'm still just going to have to do it. But I'm not going to sit here and make a controversy video over here and get slammed and then go over there and watch it and then have to take it for myself and then do this. I'm not going to do it. I'm not. It's negative energy, and when you have negative things in your life, it makes you look like you're a very negative person, and people will walk away from you. So, if y'all want to watch this channel, I'd appreciate it if you would just keep the comments to yourself. If you like going over there and watching, that's fine. I can't do it no more because I just can't. I do think he's a good guy. He has a lot to offer to the world, but because of all the controversy and all the bull crap and all the way media is shot this way out of proportion, it's making his life miserable hell, and it's making my life miserable hell too, over a bunch of he said, she said crap. That's all it boils down to. So I'm going to pull up my big boy britches like somebody commented to me in a private message. He told me this. I'm not going to tell you who it was. You need to quit following that channel and leave it alone. And you need to pull up your big boy pants and move on and quit because you're going to get the wrong kind of viewers over here on your channel making your life miserable and then going back over there and making his life miserable. And it's not a good situation for both of us to be in. And I'm agreeing with that 100%. I do agree that's what happened here. It doesn't have nothing to do with me at all, or how I'm trying to do this, or how I'm trying to do that, or we're not going to get into that, because I'm not going to get into that. I'm not. I'm done with that. All I know is that I gotta, and then we'll get on to this. I gotta get together a game plan for me. What has happened the first time that I was injured in a motorcycle accident? I was only 26 years old. It was before I even had a baby. My firstborn was my daughter Faith. And after that accident, I had a child, and I waited till about, I'm saying, a year and 11 months and 3 weeks. Because when I went in front of the judge that time, he told me, he says, "Do you realize you're working?" And I said, "Yeah, I know, sir. I know. I've jeopardized me getting help." I said, "But man, I can't, I'm not going to lay down and quit. I'm not ready to lay down and quit. I got a lot of life in front of me. I got a whole life ahead of me. I got a daughter now, and I need to go out there and make and do the best for my family that I can make." And so it's kind of like, instead of me collecting workers' comp, I want to collect the time, all the money that I put in, the little short amount of money that I put in for all those years. When I worked by the hour, I put in for my Social Security. And when I got hurt, my judge ruled in my favor and gave me that money back. And I went and bought tools. I went and bought a big old panel van, like a Frito-Lay truck or a UPS with that big old panel box truck where they're sitting in the seat and there's only one seat in there and both the doors roll shut. I went and bought one of those, and I started hiring people, and I got up and I kept myself working. At the end of the day, I will tell you this. Whenever I was granted that money, I went out and opened up my own company. And at the end of the day, I would honk my horn because I couldn't stay up and work the whole day. I would have to sit down in a chair and tell other guys that I had working for me what to do. And then at the end of the day, I was hurting so bad, I had to take both of my armpits and stick them over my wife's shoulders like this. And she would grab me like this and drag me. She would kind of lean forward a little bit, and she would drag me into the bathtub and then lay me down in the bathtub. I'll give y'all some advice. If y'all got some back problems, you know that big old foam triangle pillow that you got? Put it in the bathtub. It's made to put between your legs or to lean you like this. Take that triangle pillow, put it in the bathtub, fill it full of hot water. Fill that tub full of hot water and get that triangle filled full of hot water. And then you fill the tub up with the rest of the temperature that you can get in. So you can sit down there and get it. All the hot water stays inside that sponge. It doesn't leave the sponge. It'll stay inside that sponge. And then you can kind of ease yourself back and lay back, and that water will start putting all that heat on your back, and it will, I promise you, I will help y'all out there, man. If y'all have back problems and stuff, try that. It works. If you can get down in that tub and at least get that triangle, that big old foam to where the water, it works as an insulation factor. It keeps that water hot. That way you got like a big hot pad on your back that you can't even hardly touch. It's still hot, but you can kind of like this and just ease it back, kind of like squish it back and forth until you get it to the temperature where you can just finally sit back and relax. And oh, that felt so good on my back. And I would just lay there for about an hour and make all the pain go away in my back. And also, when you're inside water, when you're floating on water, when you're in a tub, your body, the weight of your body is not as heavy as it is when you're outside of the tub. You're floating, kind of. So you can kind of kick back and push up a little bit and float. And my wife used to come in there and say, you know, you're going to grow fish scales and fish gills if you don't get out of this tub. You're going to turn into a fish, you know, because that's the way we accidentally found that. I stuck it in there because I couldn't lay down in the tub. At first, that was the idea. Well, let's just stick this triangle down in there so you can lay down in the tub. And that way I won't hurt that knot in your back. I got a big knot on my back that my spine doesn't go like this. It goes like this. Because I got a big cage and rods and screws in there. But anyway, I'll get back to what I was telling you, man. That's what I did. And the judge told me, he said, I respect you, son. You're not just wanting to lay down and quit. You got a lot of fight left in you, and good luck. And I'm ruling in your favor. And I think I forget how much money I got, but it was only for the 2 years that I was down. I took it and made a positive out of it, and I made a good company out of it. And then whenever I tried to move to Louisiana, I tried to move my company to Louisiana, and I lost everything, because Texas is the land of opportunity when it comes to subcontract work. There's just so much work that's being done around here in this state that you can be successful in being a subcontractor. When I went down there to Louisiana with my company and tried to live with my mom and establish a friendship, because I lived in boys' homes my whole life, I had this urge to try to make a positive relationship with my mother, because all I was a pain in the butt back in the day. When I was a child, I wanted to come back into her life, bring grandchildren into her life, and give her another chance to enjoy life having kids. And I did. I succeeded at doing that for 5 years. I stayed down there, but my subcontracting fell through. Yeah, there's subcontract down there, but you can't make a living at it. It was, they didn't pay as good. There just wasn't too many companies that would subcontract their work. They had hourly people down there. 90% of the work going down in Louisiana is hourly, unless you want to run a lawn service or this, that, and the other. So then when I came back down here to Louisiana afterwards and tried to reestablish my company 5 years later back here where it grew the first time, the rules had changed again, because now everybody in the world was doing subcontract heating and air. And instead of getting paid $600, $700 a house, I'll come back to the old company that I worked for. He done sold out to, he was still a part of the business, but he joined with other people. It was like a union type of a thing. Reliant Heating and Air. That's who I used to work for. Chuck used to be the owner. If anybody's watching, y'all know that Chuck used to be the owner of Reliant Heating and Air. And he gathered, and now that company has blown up into a real big company. And I walked in there and I talked to a guy, and I said, man, I used to know Chuck, this, that, and other. He says, well, Chuck's still around, but he don't come around much. He just sits at home and he goes and he does his thing, and he gets the money handed to him. He don't even have to come up here and run the company. He's hired these people as a union to run the company, and that's how it works. I said, well, how come you're not paying $500 or $600 a house anymore? He says, because people quit bringing back the materials for the house, number one. That's the number one reason why we decided to lower the cost of the paying on the houses, because no one was bringing back the copper, which that was a lot of copper. People would take the copper from the company, and instead of using the scrap copper that you got and piecing it together, making a weld outside of the wall was the only place that you could make a joint butt weld. You know, make a weld with your copper that runs from the inside of your air conditioner to the inside coil to the outside condenser. You could make a splice, but you couldn't make a splice within the wall that went straight down and outside. And I always did that. I wasn't a greedy guy. I would piece together my copper. Well, they just kept going in there and getting new rolls and scrapping the copper and going turn it in. That was back when copper had this big boom. And they were making just about as much money on the scrap copper as they was payout on the house almost. Because copper, you know, just in reason, you know what I'm saying, so to speak. But it was a lot of money that the company was losing on people wouldn't turn in materials in. They wouldn't turn the ductwork in. They wouldn't turn the Ys in. They wouldn't turn the insulation in. They would keep it, and they were stealing from his company. So they figured out, well, we're just going to lower the cost of the houses and let them have it all. They can have it. And then so it worked out in some of their favor. All the thieves, they was like, oh, well, okay, well, we'll just sell it anyway. You know, and they do. And I said, so what you're wanting me to do is keep all the extra materials now and go to a flea market and try to sell it to people at flea market or Habitat for Humanity or people that buy used materials, have them buy it from me, and then they can sell it retail again. And Reliant Heating and Air boss man told me that. He said, yeah, that's what you got to do. And I says, man, I can't do this. So I went and I opened up my own company, Discount Home Repair Specialist. And Discount Home Repair Specialist, if you Google it, you'll see in there, and you'll see some good comments. I don't know if they stay up there, how long they stay up there, but I looked on there. My company's still online, Discount Home Repair Specialist in Texas, Fort Worth. And it was a company that did tile work, it did sheetrock work, it did cabinetry, it did painting the outside of a house, the inside of the house, anything to do in general, except for major plumbing and major electrical. I didn't like doing roof work. I turned down completely on the roof work. I didn't install carpets because I don't like carpets. I didn't install vinyl flooring, you know, the big old rolls of vinyl floor that you buy. I didn't like messing with that. I only did ceramic tiles and tiles, just basically tiles in the floor. You put the floors down. I did floors that area, and I did wood floors. You know, the subfloors of wood, the little plaques that I don't like. I like the old wood floors in old houses where the wood's that thick. The stuff they put on there now is real thin, and you walk across it, and it goes clack, 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 clack. Your wife walks past it in a pair of heels, and it's clack, 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 and you can hear it echo through the whole house. I like to install it because it was real easy and cheap, but I never would put it in my own stuff because if it ever gets wet, it starts, you know, even if you get the expensive kind, I think you can get some kind that is water retardant, but it's still not as good as that thick floor back in the 50s, man. They made those big floors that were this thick. Those are the houses that I liked, that I've always lived in, that I choose to rent out because I love those wooden floors. I would refinish them and make them look nice, even if I rented the house or at one time I bought a house and was paying on it. I was buying it. And when I was doing that subcontract heating and air, I also started purchasing houses and splitting them down the middle and making duplexes out of them and then renting them out. But now it's so hard to do that nowadays because everybody wants even if you own your own house, if you decide to split in half, they want to license electricians to come in there and run the wires. They want licensed plumbers to come in there and run new pipes. It makes it very hard for the guy to buy just an every average Joe with no contractor's license or insurances or just being in general master electrician or master plumber. You're going to have to hire those two people to go in there if you want to make a house a duplex. As far as all the other work, you're still going to have to hire a city inspector to come in there and inspect all your work to make sure it's done right. I kind of like snuck around a little bit and made it, but that was back in the day and you could get by with it. Now they got so much red tape, you can't do that no more. So that's out of the game. But all I'm wanting to probably do is I don't want to live on disability. I just probably, more than likely, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'm not ready to go try to get out here and get out of bed every day and go out here and walk around and do bids and all that. It hurts to even walk extended periods of time. But I do want to eventually give back my disability just like I did before and open up my own company and make it. And my wife doesn't want me to. She wants to say, no, you're 50 years old almost, and you're not a young spring chicken anymore. But that's what I want to do. That's my wants. I'm not saying that this is going to happen. I haven't talked to my wife into letting me do it. She just wants me to get my disability and lay up here and live at a certain tax bracket and do it that way. I mean, not live at a certain tax bracket, but a financial bracket, you know. I'm not used to living. I don't know. Maybe she's right. Maybe I just need to lay down and quit on it. But that's where I want to go with this channel, and that's what I want to do. And that's where my frame of mind has been this whole time. Honest to God, Scout's honor. That's been my frame of mind. But my wife seems to have a different opinion on it. She seems to think that we need to take that money and buy us a house. And now she wants to shine. She wants to go to work for the post office and this, that, and the other. And I'm thinking maybe she's probably right. But I was just sharing all that with y'all out there, so y'all know where I've been and where I've taken my life and what I did with my life. Despite all the other problems that I had with addiction and everything, I still made good money. And I wasted a lot of the money on my addiction, true. But I didn't put it, I wasn't some guy that took food out of my kids' mouth and they didn't have no Christmases because of it, or I was out there stealing just to just to buy something for my addiction. I never was that kind of a person. I've always a hard worker. And so when you take all that away and then you're injured, what are you left with? You're left with a massive addiction that can't afford it. And so that's what I did. That's the story of my life from then until now, with a lot of details left out. But that's just in general my occupations and where they've been. I've mostly worked for myself most of my whole life. I haven't really worked for companies too much, because no one wants to hire somebody that has a crooked back and that walks kind of crooked. And now I got a limp, and no one's probably not going to want me to work around their house. That's what my wife says. You're not going to be able to go to work in somebody's house. You're going to walk in there all crooked, and they're going to, unless you got a crew behind you saying, we're going to do the work and he does the bids and this and that and the other. She doesn't think that it's going to be able to become a business that will be able to come off the ground and be successful, because somebody's going to do the same thing. As well as if you try to go to work for a company or something, they're going to see you're limping and they're going to see you're walking crooked, and they're going to see your back's, you know. I don't have a lot of footage of me walking with somebody with a camera on me watching me walk, because I'm always the one that holds the camera. But I walk kind of crooked and to the side, and now I got a limp. And I don't think anybody out there that's going to hire me, laborers, they're going to look at me and say, nah, dude, we can't use you. So I'm stuck. She's probably right. I'm going to have to lay down my working tools and probably maybe this. Take some classes for YouTube. Take some editing classes. Take some classes that will make this channel grow to where I don't have to live on disability there. I want to make this channel grow to where I got enough views to where I won't have to. Don't merchandise my channel at all. Do it strictly volunteer. Just volunteer my time on this channel and grow enough subscribers and have views. And then when it gets big enough to where I can make double of what my disabilities bring me, that's when I'll turn my disability back in like I did last time and be honest about it. That's the kind of person I am. I don't care what anybody says. You can have all the opinions y'all want out there, but that's just where I'm at. Anyway, I got to get back in here. I shoot my videos in my truck because it's quiet, and it has an echo in there, and that way when I talk to the camera, hush! When I talk to the camera, it's echoed and loud to where it's loud and clear. When I get out here outside, it's a different story. But anyway, this is where I want to go with my channel, and this is what I want it to be about. And God bless y'all. I love everybody that watches me. But if you're over here just following me to poke at me, please leave, man, because I don't understand why some people are like that. They'll just follow a channel just to put evil in it. I couldn't do that, man. That's just weird. Why would you want to follow somebody just to poke at them and make them angry? So, like I said, and I'm repeating myself a bunch of times in this video, if you want to watch this channel, watch it, enjoy it. But if you're gonna bring negativity to my channel, then just please leave and unsubscribe to me. I'm begging you, please leave. Because I don't need it. I don't need you subscribing to my channel just to follow me around and make yourself look like an evil bully on this channel. You're going to not have a good time. And if you do have a good time at something like that, well, then I'll just keep blocking you, because I'm not going to put up with it no more. And this channel is all about love and caring and good advice. That's all I can say. And a little bit of funny in there between with me and my wife. Anyway, y'all be good. I'll see y'all later. Peace. Limpster out.